glass grows dim. The vision fades.
But Madame Romanov, I must know, will my husband's condition improve?
The vision is not clear on this point. Cloudy.
Will my relationship with Marcus last, or should I stick by my husband's side even as he ails?
That is something only you can decide. However, I see great things in your future with a mop and bucket.
A mop and bucket? But Marcus is a cleaner. That must mean that...
That is what was revealed to me before the glass clouded over.
I should leave my husband?
The glass can only speak true. Only
Even
true.
as he ails.
I am merely a conduit.
And take up with Marcus.
The session is ended, and now you must cross my palm with silver.
Of course, how much?
These were discussed in advance with my acolyte Horace.
My husband's doctor's bills. Thank you, Madame Romanov. You've been most helpful. I shall always remember your advice.
I am merely a conduit, my good woman. After all, these are Madame Blavatsky's curtains.
Thank you, my good woman. Goodbye.
Horace.
There are no more visitors for today, Madame Romanov.
You really must step up our advertising campaign, Horace. Only 1 or 2 advertisements in the Times of London?
Yes, Madame. I'm sorry, but since the unpleasantness with the Verdurins, there has been an unwillingness on the part of the press.
The Verdurins, those ingrates. I told them my medical advice for their son was merely in an advisory capacity, and my primary function was as a spiritual advisor. I was genuinely sorry when he passed.
Of course.
And at the seance, can I be blamed if the spirits wanted to say in your iron before descending into colorectal cacophony?
The Times called it a macabre cakewalk.
Vultures, they weren't even there. I never invite the press at my attempts to contact the beyond.
Your divine intervention.
Exactly. If the spirits wish flatulence, then the supplicants get flatulence.
Yes, Madame, but the press don't see it that way. Perhaps some sort of stunt would paint you in a more favorable light.
Stunt? I don't do stunts, Horace. I am not Harry Houdini.
Forgive my clumsiness. I only meant, for example, some sort of philanthropic gestures, that's all.
My work is philanthropic. You don't repeat.
I'm sorry, Madam, but there's no need to.
Isn't there? Isn't there? Ever since I took you on as my amanuensis, we've been beset with misfortune. If I didn't have a conduit to the spirit world, I'd be tempted to think you're cursed.
Being cursed?
What? Such impertinence, Horace. I wish your predecessor, Arthur, were still here. A true gentleman, a marvelous amanuensis, one with a great spiritual potential.
You know, I always try to be like Arthur.
You tried to be like him. You weren't worthy enough to wash his feet. If he hadn't gone missing.
I never did fully understand what happened that night.
And you never will. Really, Horace. If your impertinence, if this keeps up, you'll find yourself pursuing the small ads of your Times yourself, looking for employment. I plucked you from obscurity, Horace. Who would have had anything to do with you after you were rusticated from St. John's College? Plagiarism. You tried to pass off Joseph Crosby's work as your own. When we met, you were nothing. Topping off your tea with Gin and Alliance Tea Shop in Soho. That's the only way you can stop that infernal steroid, isn't it? I gave you the chance to be on the right hand of the greatest spiritualist alive. I let you have the honor of hanging these very curtains, and how do you repay me? By contradicting me and bungling every task that I give you. Now, speaking of stunts, to use your crude parlance, what about the spirit photography we did with Monsieur Dubois?
There you go, I'll take it right away, Madam.
See what you did.
They were delivered yesterday, but
Yesterday. Horace, yesterday, I told you to bring these to me as soon as they arrive. As soon as they arrive. Can't you follow simple instructions?
I
There you go with that stammer again. I should have never taken you into my inner circle. I should have left you for the pathological society to pick over. Now get out of my sight! Horace! Horace! Well, speak up, Horace! Standing there like you've seen Marley's ghost. You wouldn't have anything to do with this. Oh, silence isn't Horace, that repulsive stammer of yours?
the woman who was here just now, you took her money and told her to leave her husband.
I told her nothing. Sometimes my clients hear what they want to hear. But what's important is that this work of our circle goes on. If this no threatens there, read it! Come on, read it!
Maybe it's time for you to pack your bags.
Pack my bags? No such thing.
The story about the veterans already made it to the Times. What if they have spoken to the authorities?
The authorities? Horace, I told you before, I am merely a conduit. When I inherited Madame Blavatsky's curtains, I also inherited the ability to... money isn't energy, as I told you before, Horace. And the Bardamans have nothing to take to the authorities.
You told them you could get in contact with their departed son, and you took the money.
I already explained about the energy, Horace, but enough of this. What are we going to do about this note? Our work is being threatened.
Their departed son.
I detest cheap sentiment almost as much as I detest Aristide. Those gaudy Verdowans and their new money.
Money you were quite happy to take from a grieving family. And because you consider them beneath you, you are rich for that symphony of flatulence.
If the spirits wish flatulence...
I was behind the curtain.
Really, Horace? If I would have thought more about your condition, I would have never asked you to stand behind that curtain orchestrating flatulence. If only I still had Arthur. Arthur could be relied on.
The game's up. I heard the whole thing.
That wasn't me. That was Horace. He's the one with predilection for brooms.
I know it wasn't you. As a matter of fact, you just sat on a vital piece of evidence. Madam Rosanna Romanov, or should I say Beryl Hathornwaith?
You are a mere person of no significance. How did you?
You are talking to Chief Inspector Wilson of the Yard. As to how, we started by tracking your brother down. Lives in Newton Le Willows now. Sad he didn't want anything to do with you until we mentioned your supposed ties to the Russian aristocracy. He practically spat on the floor and was more than willing to spill the beans about some of your earlier scams.
That lying bastard is my half-brother.
We've spoken to the Verdowans, of course. But before that, we decided that someone in your inner circle would be able to give us some of the vital information that we needed.
Horace, you betrayed me. You ungrateful, stammering little cretin.
You betrayed me. I believed in you. When you said you could put me in touch with Gemma, I believed in you. When you said you predicted great things for my future, it's me. I believe in you.
Horace, you can still believe.
We spent the last few years pleasing people, promising them peace, and then taking their money. And all the while you have treated me like a dunce.
If you just come to the station with me, Miss Hathornway.
Never. And may the evil eye be upon you and your children and your children's children.
Oh, spare us the Aleister Crowley routine. Oh, and another thing. The one claim about your dubious empath that is true, the the provenance of those curtains.
Why, yes, they belong to Madame Blavatsky.
And the estate of Madame Blavatsky would like them returned.
Never!
Bastards! Betrayed! Betrayed!
What do I do now?
Is this the residence of Madame Rosanna Romanov?
It was.
It's just, I'm looking for someone who can get in touch with the beyond. It's my second wife. We're having such troubles at home, and I thought if I could get in contact with Susan, that's my first wife, and maybe I could ask for her advice.
Operations have ceased for the time being.
I'd be willing to pay handsomely if I thought the conduit has a genuine connection with the world of the beyond. You don't by any chance, do you? I really, really need this.
You know, this was one Madame Blavatsky curtains.
Oh.